All right. So Juan wanted to. Okay, let me restart. In the past few weeks, I've been implementing or integrating UPort into Orbit, and as such, it provides now, or Orbit in itself has a notion of identities, and there's currently two different identities: the default Orbit identity, and then the one UPort provides. And the way they are implemented now allows very easy addition of new identity providers to basically provide the identity or the user profile for Orbit. So Juan wanted to talk about some possible ideas regarding the Estonian electronic ID thing. So Juan, why don't you start with what you had in mind, and if you have any questions related to that, how that could work.
So the main goal here is there's a thing called Estonian EID that comes along with your public card key pair that you get issued in a card and so on. And it sounds like the rest of the EU has already a similar service that's different and so on. Estonia is making a big push to make all this identity stuff easier for people to consume and to work on and so on. So the goal would be to just see what would it take to hook up that as an identity provider. For both, like the original source key with which you use to sign your Orbit key and so on. I was curious why you said, hey, careful, don't sign your identity key with your password key just because it would like track you later on, or worried about any like. I was just curious like what you were worried about there.
Yeah. So on that note, how it works with UPort is that Orbit generates a key, saves the public key in IPFS, and adds the hash of the public key to the UPort profile. So something similar with these services would be fairly possible, I think. So I think whatever the possible integration or identity provider is, they need to support similar features as UPort does. So being able to add an attribute to that profile with some kind of an API saying, here's a key, use this key, as well as receiving your profile and other people's profiles. So basically, what you need to be able to do is say, give me a profile with this ID. And if that works, then all good. If it doesn't, and this doesn't work for the Orbit identity provider because we don't have an index for who's who. So Orbit works slightly different in that regard. But any other identity provider probably has similar APIs as UPort has. Or
yeah, so I'm looking right now at the so I posted a link to open-EID so it's like github.com/open-EID where they have, it seems to be like one other repository. I don't even know if this is their main one. And they have like a browser plugin that like using the old NPAPI original browser plugin thing that is going to go away. And they have a Chrome extension. They probably have a Firefox extension too. Just haven't seen it. And then I would imagine that this is like something that people already have installed, and then like you have just some way of like signing a token directly from the browser.
Yeah, definitely. Can you share that link on IRC?
Yeah, it's on the pad, but I'll put it in IRC in a second.
Where is the pad? Okay, got it. I didn't have the pad open.
So maybe what's in IRC, or are you good?
Yeah. So I don't know how do you want to kind of go about it. I can take a look at the links and see what the libraries are and how easy that would be to implement. and kind of give you my perspective on that. But to be honest, it boils down to their libraries, how easy and fast that would be.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, take a look at the last couple of links. So the Chrome extension one, like there's a wiki part, and they have other.
Yeah. The signing part, yeah. Okay.
A question that was raised that I didn't hear Had's response to was one you had asked about the concerns regarding using a passport. Had, do you want to go into what you meant by that, about not wanting to use that?
Oh, that was me who said don't use passwords. It's more of just a general thing. I wouldn't be comfortable giving my password token to whatever service. So
Yeah, because people can. I mean, so this is just like from a tracking thing. Like you don't want people to. People be. Yeah. Yeah, and like this would be with the scope that it is sort of like assumed that some version of Orbit would be for this dedicated use case where everyone is chatting associated with their actual identity on some actual government identity issuer. So this could be like chat streams on a government website or something, somewhere where you have to like verify that it is truly you who is communicating here. That's a good point.
yeah. So Juan, do you have anything else on that? Like, how do you want to move forward with this?
Just maybe take a look at the code that's there from these from this group. It seems to be like in development. There's a couple people there that I'm just looking at the commit logs of these repos that they have, and they have commits in recently, like in the last few months. And so it seems to be like this is the actual code that people are using. I'll look for more, but we can maybe see if like the Chrome extension one is easy to do or something.
Yeah.
But also know that like don't worry too much about it. And that like it seems to be fairly straightforward. If you can point me to the identity provider code on Orbit, then
yeah,
I can take a look at that as well.
Yeah, if you start working on it, let me know, and I can give you pointers, kind of how to mangle the data between the different formats.
That's good.
Good. Anything else?
No, I'm good with that.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. last thing. On the profile thing, and I can respond on the issue too. But what I meant was more, we'll have to come up with some standard way of storing the profile data. Yeah, like basically what you have already. And so just see if we can make it be the same across these identity providers. So there's like this one standard way of storing.
Yeah, definitely. That was kind of the idea, that every identity provider converts to a Orbit user. If we want to extend that to even bigger kind of scope, then that's fine too. It could be part of the whole kind of post type of thing, trying to standardize all these formats. But I think with the identity, we're still quite far off from figuring out what exactly that is and how that's going to work. But let's see. We can try to do something and go from there.
Yep, sounds good.
All right.
Cool.
I guess we're done. All right.
See ya.
See you soon.